I'm just up having coffee and breakfast before Mum picks me up to go to the coach stop for the knitting and stitching show. So we're getting the coach up there, which takes about 3 hours from where we live on the coast. But that's fine because we can just chat all the way up there and have a lovely time. So yeah, it's quite early. It's just before 8 o'clock, and I was up at 6 o'clock this morning just making sure that I was all ready and had everything I wanted to take with me. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to find the new stalls that are there, because there's the same big ones that are always there, which, you know, you can pick up a few bargains and things, but the main thing for me really is finding new yarn dyers and yeah, fabric supplies and things like that that I haven't seen before and wouldn't have found out about without going along to the show. That's kind of why I like to go along. So that's the plan. Mum and I were chatting last night on the phone, just deciding what to wear, what kind of coat to take, what we're going to take to bring things home in. So Mum always takes a little roller suitcase, like a little mini, like a cabin size one. And I've got a couple of little reusable shopping bags that I can take with me as well. So we're all packed up and ready to go. So I'm just going to finish my toast and my coffee, and we'll be on our way. And I'll give you some little snippets of our journey and what we're both knitting and what we enjoy up at the show and what we inevitably buy. So exciting. Anyway, I hope you have a nice day. I'll catch up with you soon. Bye. I was hoping to film this video last night, but by the time I got back it was really quite late and I was rather hungry and tired, so I just had some supper and went to bed. So I'm filming it this morning. It's Sunday the 13th of October. And yesterday, Mum and I went to the knitting and stitching show up in Alexandra Palace in London. We had a fab day. So Mum and I caught the coach up there about 8 o'clock in the morning. We got there about just before 12, I guess, maybe 12:45, 11:30, 12:45. Then we had nearly 5 hours going around the show, having lunch, buying lots of things, and then we got back on the coach about 4:30 and headed back home. So it was absolutely lovely getting the coach, and I would really recommend if Alexandra Palace is somewhere that's difficult for you to get to, because for us, we live on the south coast and Alexandra Palace is in the northeast of London, so you have to go, I think I think so, you have to go up and around London. So if we get the train, we have to get a train, 2 tubes and a bus to get to Alexandra Palace. Considering Mum and I don't really like getting the tube, I'm not very good with like busy platforms and public transport and things like that. I just get a little bit anxious. It's not the best journey. So we caught a coach a couple of years ago actually, and it took ages and it went all round, like it went like along the coast before it went up, which just took forever, and it kind of put us off. So the next year we went back to getting the train, and then this year I said I don't think I fancy it enough to get the train and the tube and the bus. I think maybe I'm happy to just leave it this year. And then it got to about a week ago and we were like, oh, let's just go, let's find a coach. Even if it takes 5 hours to get there and we only get 3 hours at the show, let's just go. And we managed to find a coach company who had a more direct route, so they didn't go all round the different towns, they just kind of went up and through the towns on the way, which was a lot better. So we got longer at the show and we just stopped halfway for a coffee, which was nice. But yeah, so then we got to the show. Mum and I just like completely lost our bearings. We were like, which room are we in? There's like 3 or 4 different rooms with different stuff in, and oh my goodness, it was amazing. There was just yarn and fabric and all sorts of everything crafty you could possibly want, really. There's always the same like big stands, and they have like the equivalent of like 4 or 5 normal size stands and just full of like loads of products, and they're always like really busy. But then there's lots of like smaller stalls where there's more kind of indie dyers or smaller business owners, and those are the ones I really go for. Sometimes on the bigger stands you can pick up a few good deals, but when I go, it's more to find new people that I like their stuff, really, and get to meet them and yeah, find out a bit more about them. So that was really lovely. I think my favourite room is was the room where the workshops were in. I think it was, I'm not even going to try and remember the stand numbers, but it was like a smaller room, and there was only maybe 20 stalls in there, and it was really a lot less busy, and it was, you could take your time a bit more at the stalls, and really enjoyed that. In the bigger hall, the like corridors between the stalls was probably about 4 people wide, and very often there would be like 4 people everyone trying to get in different directions. And it's fine because everyone there is really friendly and really polite. It's not like, you know, it's not horrible, but it's just busy. And if, like me, you don't like crowds, that is quite intense. So we kind of did a bit of the busy walking around in the big hall, and then stopped to have lunch, and then we did some of the quieter bits. And I think it did slowly start to ease off towards maybe 2-3 o'clock, but that like first couple of hours was just like so busy. And there were times when you'd be looking at a stall, and then like mum was like stood there while I was looking, and then kind of, you know, the traffic of people, she got moved along, so I had to look up and be like, Mum, where are you? But we'd always managed to find each other again, so it was fine. Just really busy, but amazing. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling about that and show you what I bought. So, oh my goodness, I had this gorgeous bag from the Loveliest Yarn Co, which I am very pleased with. I'm going to show you, I'm going to save the yarn until last, and I'm going to show you all the other bits first. So I can't remember what order I purchased everything in, but I bought this amazing, so glittery, it's like a rose gold glitter. I'm going to take that off and, oh my goodness, look how pretty. Oh wow. So I think there's about 70 centimetres. Yes, so that's enough to make a few project bags. They are gorgeous, aren't they? The glitter is so pretty. And it doesn't seem to be falling off, as I haven't got any of it on my hand. So I think I'm going to make some project bags with that. But I was talking to, I can't remember her name, the lovely lady from Homebird Makes, and she was saying mind your needles, because it can break the needles. It's quite thick. It's on cotton drill, and then it's got sequins on top, so it's quite a thick fabric. So I said I'll have a few spare ones ready. I might make some project bags with like, it's just this bit round the top in the glittery fabric, and then the regular canvas. Just so pretty. So that's that. Then we went to Sew Over It, and they did 3 patterns for £40. So I did get 3 patterns, but one is my mum's birthday present. So it's her birth, well, it's both of our birthdays this month actually. So I got mum the 1940s wrap dress pattern, and I picked up these 2 for myself. So the Marguerite dress, which I have been eyeing up for quite a while. It's the line drawing of it. So it's got like a grown on sleeve with a little roll up edge, and then gathered around the waist, but not like hugely gathered. And then this really cute little keyhole detail at the back, which I really like. But it looked like a really easy dress to wear, and I think that you could make it in a range of fabrics. I guess it's probably mostly designed for lightweight, but I think it could look nice in quite a range of fabrics. And then I bought myself a Chloe coat pattern. So last podcast I was saying that my main sewing plan for this season was to make a coat, because I find it really hard to buy coats that fit me because I'm quite out of proportion compared to high street dress sizes. My bust is like 2 sizes bigger than my waist, so I find it really hard to get any coats that fit. So making myself a Chloe coat. Well, that's the line drawing on the back. I'll probably do the version without the scarf. I don't know if it's removable. Don't know. But I probably wouldn't make it with the scarf unless it was removable. I might maybe even draft myself a little collar to go on there. Next up, I got some, so I've got Knit Pro Nova interchangeable needles, and I really want to find some sharper needles for sock knitting. So I've got some Knit Pro Novas for sock knitting, but I really want some sharper ones, and I was hoping to have a look at some Chiaogu or Chiaogu lace ones, or some higher sharps, but I don't know, just couldn't find them at the show, so I'm gonna have a look online. But I picked up a few extra needles for the sizes that I'm already using for other projects. Like my Duster Snow Wrap is in the same size needle as my Susie sweater, so I can only knit on one or the other. And then I got some spare cables. This one's 150 centimeters, so a really long one, which I thought would be good to put my Susie sweater on, and then I can actually try it on. And then some cable connectors. So these mean that you can put 2 cables together and have like a super long one. So if you were knitting a shawl and you wanted to see how big it was or something, then yeah, I wouldn't probably have it on there all the time, because actually it's quite helpful when it bunches up, because it helps you to move the stitches around. But useful for checking the size of things whilst you're knitting them. And then I got some pretty new fabrics, picked up these little fat quarters. So this blue floral one is the blue version of my project bag one. So I thought I could make a couple of project bags in this blue fabric. I did mention in my last podcast, somebody asked about whether this bag would be for sale, or this style of bag, and it will. I'm just doing my advents and my yarn launch first, and then I'm going to have just a couple of little project bags available. And it will be things like, I find a really pretty fat quarter and I just make a couple. So if there's one in particular that you're looking for, then let me know. And then these, I should open that out actually, shouldn't I? Show you the full, look at that. Oh, so it's got that cute little beigey trailing leaf pattern with it, and then little dainty flowers. They fold their fat quarters in the strangest way. I've never had them like that before. And then this gorgeous fabric. I mean, most of the time I'm picking up fabrics and going, oh, I quite fancy a project bag in that, and there'll be enough to make 2. So I'll make one for me and I'll make one for the shop. Yeah. Trying to follow the fold lines on here and it's really strange. Okay, there we go. Fabric. Then I popped along to the Common Thread, who does some gorgeous embroidery kits, and I really want to have a go at some embroidery. I picked up a hoop and some needles when I went to the pumpkin patch, and I really wanted to embroider my logo on a little hoop and have that up in my craft room, but I just don't know where to start, so I thought I'd give this a go. It's called Lavender Blue, and it basically includes everything that you need. It's a little Stitcheries embroidery kit, number 4, Blissful Stitchery by the Common Thread, and it includes everything that you need to stitch the design, including it's beautifully packaged as well. Can I get that out? Is it stuck? Maybe it's stuck in there. I need to show you the inside because it's so pretty how it's been packaged. Look at that. Oh my goodness, sorry it's really crinkly. Look how sweet that is. All the threads inside and all the fabric. Oh, so beautiful. So this is what the kit is for making. And all of the instructions are inside as well. Oh, it's so lovely. So yeah, watch this space as I become engrossed with yet another craft to buy more things for. Very exciting. I have to package it back up. Do you do that? Like you get everything out and then put it all back in again. I love the love opening it all up. This morning I hadn't seen Joe last night when I got home because he went out to the cinema with one of his friends from rugby, and so I didn't get to show him everything that I bought. So this morning when we woke up, I was like, right, now's your time. Turn your phone off, you've got to watch everything that I've got. And I sat there with my bag and I took everything out and showed him. Bless him, he's very good. He humoured me and was like, oh yeah, that's lovely, oh that's nice. I said it felt like Christmas morning. I felt like I was unwrapping my stocking as I pulled another thing out of my bag. It's so funny. As stressful as the knitting and stitching show experience is for me in terms of the crowds, it's lovely to come home with a bag of goodies and then like take everything back out and remember what you bought. It's a lovely experience. There's a few other bits in here I can't show you because they are for my advent calendars. I just kind of saw these bits as I was going around and I was like, oh, that will be nice for my little advent calendar friends. So last thing then, from the Loveliest Yarn Company, I picked up 3. I was very reserved because I could have bought half the stand. 3 gorgeous skeins of yarn, some wool barn cashmere sock 4-ply. Oh my word. So this one is called Ballet Slipper, and this one is called Vintage Peach. This is the beautiful label. Oh, wow. And these colours, I mean, together they are heavenly. So I feel like whatever I make, it's going to be with the 2 of them together. And I was thinking maybe a shawl in this colour with this for an edging, or the other way around. But they are just beautiful. I mean, I could have bought a 3rd one and then I could have made a jumper or a cardigan. But yeah, wow. And then a new dyer that I'd never heard of before. I think it's pronounced Olan. She's from Ireland, and this is called Underwater Ballet. And it's a bit different for me because I don't normally do anything too exciting. I'm normally like peaches and creams and blushes, but I loved the blush colours in there, and the grey and the speckly bits, and I thought, okay, I'm going to make myself a gorgeous pair of socks. And they might even just be a vanilla pair of socks because I want to show off that wonderful speckling and the colours, and just, yeah. So those are my beautiful yarns. I think they actually go together quite well because the peach in the underwater ballet is quite similar to the ballet slipper. Yeah, gorgeous. So shawl suggestions, please. 2 skein shawl suggestions that maybe have an edging that I could do in one of the other colours. And then sock suggestions, nice and simple, because I really want to show off those beautiful colours. You guys are so helpful. I had lots of suggestions for the socks for, oh, I've got them here, for the bluebell bells and birthday nails. Lots of nice suggestions like brambleberry socks and oh, wildflowers and honey. Is that the right one? Honey and wildflower, wildflower and honey socks, which are so beautiful. I then looked on the hashtag after Rachel from So Me suggested it, and somebody else suggested it as well. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll have a look at these. Beautiful. So that's decided. I think these are going to be the wildflower and honey socks, and then the 2 no, hang on, I'm confused. Oh, I can't remember. I've got too much sock yarn. I bought the Beatrix sock pattern, and that's the one that's got Beatrix sock yarn set from Biff Sugar Yarns. That's going to be the wildflower and honey socks, and then these 2, bluebell bells and birthday nails, are going to be maple socks and brambleberry socks. So it's going to be my little So Sweet Violet pair of pairs of socks. This is the dandelion and dogwood bluebell bells. So yes, those are my goodies. Oh, it was such a lovely day. And I did some knitting on the way up there, so I thought I'd show you my progress. Although, if you were following along on Instagram, I forgot to take a second ball or cake of merino yarn, not merino, mohair, and look, I ran out, which means I have knitted a whole skein of mohair now. Look how much longer it is. Actually fits like halfway down my bust, which is impressive. So, I don't mean my bust is impressive, I mean the amount of fabric it takes to cover them is impressive. That came out totally wrong. But look what was waiting on the side at home, and I was sat there on the coach journey on the way home thinking, oh my goodness, I have got this cake of mohair waiting and I can't knit. So frustrating. But yeah, this is how far I've got. It's looking a bit big actually, but I think it will be nice because then it's not going to be tight, and hopefully it will be less likely to stretch and pill if it's nice and loose. I'm in love with this. Impressive. That's so silly. Yeah, I love it. Look, it actually like folds up like a jumper now. Oh my goodness, this is the first jumper I've ever made. If you're only just joining me now, this is the first time I've ever made a jumper. So I'm very excited, and I'm knitting it in. The yoke, or the kind of the top, is in this beautiful white peach from Loom Wool, and then the main body is in my point shoes. So yeah, those are my gorgeous goodies from the Knitting and Stitching show. When I got home, I was just, yeah, really hungry, so I had a shove in the oven, I call it a shove in the oven dinner. I bought a carbonara from M&S Food at the service station, and their dirty chips, wow, they were like spiced, really fat chips, like potato wedge size. with some spices on, and then like a bechamel sauce on top with cheese. So naughty. I mean, obviously I didn't eat the whole thing to myself, but I probably could have sat there and polished it off. I had that with some spaghetti carbonara, which was lovely, and then I just went to bed and then woke up this morning like it was Christmas morning, and I was opening my stocking, just looking through my bag of goodies, and yeah, it was so lovely. I had a wonderful time. Yeah, so this is going to be one of 2 videos that are going up today, because I'm now going to be filming my yarn launch video. So my hand-dyed yarns are launching this week. Launching makes it sound really official, but I'm going to start offering them, sharing them, because I had a lot of questions about them in my first podcast when I showed some hand-dyed yarns, and I would just love to share them with people. So I've got 2 colourways and project bag and stuff that goes with it. So I'll share all of that with you very shortly. But my advent calendar listing is closing this evening, so Sunday the 13th at 7 p.m, because I need to start packaging it all. Yeah, and I've got some ideas for some nice little festive goodies that are going to go in to make it extra special. Yeah, so advent calendars close at 7 o'clock tonight, and then I'll be having almost a full restock of Progress Keeper sets and things when I do my yarn launch. So there's a few like my boho ones. I've got a couple of those coming back in, like the boho bee and the birdie. Yeah, and then yarns and project bags, so that's very exciting. Can't wait to share those with you. So look out for that, another video coming up today. It's going to be a lot of filming and editing today, but it's all good fun. So thank you very much for joining me. If you went to the Knitting and Stitching show, hope you had a lovely time, and I'd love to hear what you bought along the way as well. And thank you to everybody who was wishing me a nice day and commenting and chatting with me on Instagram when I was updating everybody on what we were up to. That was really good fun. Yeah, thank you very much everybody, and I will see you soon.